Welcome to the Tinfoil Tabernacle, where curiosity congregates. We are two friends chasing down the truth in areas of mystery. From cryptids to Bible beasts, ancient mysteries to modern conspiracies. Nothing's off the table, and everything's worth a second look. Let's step inside the tabernacle. Welcome to this week's episode of the Tinfoil Tabernacle. Myself, Perry.
Yes, and myself, Kyle.
And my gracious host will jump in to this episode by having a little bit of fun.
Uh-oh, not fun.
In this week's super fun segment to start the show out, get the conversative juices flowing,
Yes.
is called Conspiracy Mad Libs. Have you ever done the Mad Libs?
I have done my fair share of Mad Libs. Actually, funny enough, your wife bought me a Mad Lib book about how to date women.
My wife. How long ago was that?
Oh, that was 4-ish years ago. It was when we did the Christmas party thing, and we did what's that game called? Where you get to steal a present from somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called different things. I've always called it Dirty Santa.
Yeah. So, definitely a bit of a Mad Lib guy.
Well, then this segment should make you happy.
Yes.
Also, well, no, I'll try to be nice this week. All right, so you know how it works.
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what I need from you. You tell me the word. I'll type it in, and then then we'll read it.
We'll get a crazy little story out of it.
So we are going to start with a plural noun.
Plural noun. Tacos.
Tacos. Right. Then we will move to a place.
Melbourne, Australia.
I believe they pronounce it Melbourne, and they get upset if you call it Melbourne. But
those crazy Aussies.
Maybe we'll cover this on a future show. Australia is not real, so. All right. Plural animal.
Wolverines.
Plural clothing item.
Socks.
A silly word or phrase.
Oh. Flurgan. That might just be actual German.
Celebrity name.
Taylor Swift.
Funny, because Taylor Swift also falls in the conspiracy category.
Oh, yes, she does.
As, well, she does, or he does, according to some people. All right. Food item.
Soup.
Soup. Right. We need now a number.
273.
273. And now this is a pretty wild prompt.
Okay.
It says, funny funny disaster scenario.
Um,
I think those are typically not supposed to be funny.
chemical spill that only dissolves T-shirts. I don't know.
Okay. Right, and the last one for this one is plural of body part.
Um,
I know what you want to say.
I want to say nipples.
All right.
We'll just go with that.
Not
Yeah.
what I thought you wanted to say, but that's what you said. Now, this is a family-friendly podcast, so
Yes.
it's supposed to be anyway. Now it's not. I guess we gotta put this in the adult section.
Uh-huh.
All right. Conspiracy Mad Lib. The secret government plot. Here we go. Breaking news. According to leaked documents, the government has been secretly using tacos to control the population. Hey, that feeds into our last episode.
It does.
Sort of. Insiders
Definitely
claim
feeds.
that agents hide. Yeah. Insiders claim that agents hide the evidence in Melbourne, Australia, guarded by wolverines wearing socks. The operation, codenamed Flurgan, was designed to keep Taylor Swift from revealing the truth about soup. Experts warn that if this plan continues, we could see 273 years of T-shirt dissolving chemical spills.
Whoa.
Stay tuned. We'll keep our nipples open for more updates.
Oh, that's good.
That was fun.
That was goofy.
That's probably my favorite one of these little introductory segments we've done.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. So now you think with that Mad Lib, you think it's all totally just fiction, or you think there's some truth in there?
I mean, if anybody's going to reveal the truth about soup, it would be Taylor Swift.
All right, number two.
Number two.
We're going to start out with a mythical creature.
Mothman.
Funny. I might go see him tomorrow.
Ooh.
All right. Small town name.
Princeton.
I thought you were going to go with Point Pleasant. All right.
That'd make it a little too obvious.
Snack food.
Flaming hot Cheetos.
Then a vehicle.
A truck.
Right. Now, a geographic location.
Mount St. Helens.
Is it Mount St. Helen or Mount St. Helens? I don't remember.
Neither do I.
All right. People should know what we're talking about either way.
The mountain that blew up.
A substance.
Helens with an S. Substance.
Okay.
Ketchup.
Now, a common animal.
Bird.
Bird, indeed. Adjective.
Stinky.
And now, a noun.
Jar.
Fast food chain.
Taco Bell.
I see you got tacos on the mind today.
I do have tacos on the mind today.
All right.
There's this awesome Mexican place
All
in
right.
town that I like going to. So
yeah. Well, don't say it on here, or else it's gonna get overrun by a bunch of people
I
that
mean,
listen to this,
you know,
and it'll never be the same.
it will never be the same.
All right. Conspiracy Madlib number 2. Madlib number 2. Cryptid cover-up. For decades, sightings of the Mothman have been dismissed as hoaxes, but new reports from Princeton suggest the truth is stranger than fiction. Witnesses claim the beast was spotted eating flaming hot Cheetos while riding a truck through Mount St. Helens. Authorities quickly arrived, covering the area with ketchup and insisting the creature was just a bird. But leaked photo reveals one agent shouting, "We can't let people know the stinky truth about Jar." Locals now believe the government is working with Taco Bell to keep the cryptid hidden. And honestly, that explains a lot.
That does.
Now, I mean, if there was going to be a fast food chain
to cover up a cryptid.
Oh, what was it?
Oh,
I think, was it Demolition Man, where the only fast food chain left, or the only restaurant left was Taco Bell?
let me look into it.
I think that's right. I was thinking it was Idiocracy for a second, but no, they have
Starbucks
Carl's Jr.
and
or
Carl's
whatever
Jr.
in that movie. Yeah. Oh, the president's name. He's named Taco Bell. Something Taco Bell. Herbert Taco Bell Camacho or something like that.
Yeah.
Or no, it's Mountain Dew. He's named Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Not Taco Bell. Maybe he's named Mountain Dew Taco Bell. Man, I don't know. I'll look that up. You look the Demolition Man thing up.
Yeah.
It's really important.
I mean, Idiocracy is a great movie.
I mean, it's very silly. I would not recommend it for most people, but back when I watched it, it was very funny.
Taco Bell.
Dwayne Elizondo, Mountain Dew. Yeah, Dwayne Elizondo, Mountain Dew, Herbert Camacho. That's what it was. Taco Bell was.
Yep.
So Taco Bell was the Demolition Man.
Yeah.
Restaurant.
Basically set in the year 2032, they went through a massive franchise wars, which was a series of brutal corporate battles among fast food chains that wiped out all competitors. As a result, Taco Bell emerges as the sole surviving restaurant chain, reimagined as an upscale fine dining establishment. Think white tablecloths and robot servers.
I mean, I wouldn't say that's totally out of the realm of possibility because
a
lot of the fast food places,
they're trying to be upscale, trying to make themselves look good. I mean, like you see McDonald's doing it a lot, trying to make them look kind of like a bistro, but like
correct,
kind of hip too. I know the current, like my local Taco Bell is going under construction, so like only thing open right now is the drive-through. But honestly, I hope they go back to like the '90s theme, where it's all like purples and blues and the weird mountain shapes on everything.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think they will.
Yeah. Well, as long as I ain't got to wear a suit and tie to eat my tacos, I'm good.
Well, so outside of we see these fast food chains moving toward trying to be more upscale.
Yeah.
Also, well, I guess I can't just make a blanket statement about Hispanic races because I don't even know if they like Taco Bell. But I was going to join the facts together of I guess I haven't specifically researched it, but I have heard that America is moving quickly toward, a higher number of Hispanics than, like, they're going to become the majority at some point. So I would assume, Taco Bell would win eventually.
if an all-out war happened.
Was the case. Yeah, like if the population gets to a point where the majority is Hispanics, then I would Taco Bell not be the most popular?
I mean,
I don't know, because Jack in the Box has tacos, Hardee's has tacos at some of the locations, so
yeah,
and there's probably more, so yeah. No, I'm not trying to be racist. Please.
I was going to say,
don't take it as such.
There was a certain individual who made a comment about how, Taco Bell was very not American. I'm just going to avoid that topic completely.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're talking about.
We had a president say that Taco Bell was probably the best.
No. You just said you were going to avoid it, and then you start talking about it.
I mean,
well, let's avoid it.
Context.
Moving on.
Yes, ad-libs. They were fun.
Or I guess, no, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. All right.
Have we explained the vibe of the show
yet? Now we're moving into Triple C. The show, I mean, if they're not picking up the vibe already, at this point.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
basically, I'm picking up
the vibe of this show is, the vibe of this show is we're solving the world's problems. 2 mid-30s white dudes. That's what we're doing, bringing the world what it needs.
We're gonna end world hunger and with Taco Bell, and we're going to solve all of the world's problems.
I don't know, man. You're setting me up. I was trying to be nice this week. Not fair. All I was gonna say was, I don't know about world hunger, but Kyle has definitely defeated personal hunger.
I certainly have.
Got him.
Got him.
Anyway.
I love it.
Moving on.
Triple C News, yes.
And also, just in case anybody's wondering, the comment about the world needing 230+ white dudes to solve its problems, that was also a joke. So, if you hear this and you didn't like that, just calm down.
Just get over it.
It's okay.
Honestly.
I'm sorry. I apologize immediately. I am the problem. Sorry. All right. So, Triple C News. News music sound. Bam, bam, jam, pow. Conspiracy, cryptid, and Christian news. All right. Story 1. So all these stories are condensed versions of the original articles. we're going to talk about, and let's just see if you have any idea about what I'm talking about before we
Okay.
actually get into it. Just like a pop quiz. What do you know about Pizzagate?
It sounds like something that would happen between multiple fast food franchises of the pizza
Like
variety.
some,
Like, Papa John got caught doing something funny
all
while
right.
Papa Pizza Hut was, the one that blew the whistle.
I mean, well, we'll find out if you're right. All right. Edgar Madison Welch, the man behind the 2016 Pizzagate incident at DC's Comet Ping Pong, was shot and killed by police in Kannapolis, North Carolina, after a traffic stop. Officers recognized the vehicle, approached to arrest Welch on an outstanding felony probation violation warrant, and say he pointed a handgun at them. After refusing commands to drop it, 2 officers fired. Welch was taken to a hospital and died 2 days later. No officers or bystanders were injured. Welch had previously pleaded guilty in 2017 for firing an AR-15 inside the pizzeria after believing the debunked conspiracy theory. He served 4 years. North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation is reviewing the shooting, and the officers are on administrative leave per protocol. So,
Whoa.
Pizzagate, it listed the restaurant there. There's a restaurant called Comet Ping Pong or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people got on board with the idea that people were like doing like human trafficking and worse, like more bad stuff along those lines to children in the basement of this pizza restaurant,
Yeah.
basically. So this guy believed that and went in there and like shot an AR-15 through the floor
Jeez.
to try to, I guess, kill the, you know,
The,
politicians or whoever he thought was down there.
I mean, he didn't think about the kids that were down there.
So, yeah, I guess not. And I've actually been watching a documentary about QAnon recently because
Yeah.
that's the next episode or one of the next episodes I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And there was like I think it was a news reporter or something, or he had his own internet show, something like that.
Yeah.
Some guy did a live stream where he went into this restaurant and basically was framing it as he was, trying to investigate the claims. And during his live stream, he kept like, he says that he didn't try to initiate anything or try to make people believe it was true or whatever.
Yeah.
But during his live stream, he like kept pointing out how certain things seemed odd,
Yeah.
you know, like, so anyway, he was like saying it without saying it basically. And a lot of people point to that guy's live stream as the reason that this dude was so emboldened to finally go in there and do something like this. Even though apparently that restaurant doesn't even have a basement. So,
Comet
yeah,
ping pong. Okay.
yeah.
A police raid in
So yeah, that
2016
was,
found nothing. So
yeah,
photos.
found nothing, or that's what they want you to think.
So was the guy Elephantis?
No.
Okay. There's something on here about some guy doing
But
an
anyway,
Instagram show out there.
yeah,
Yeah. I don't
yeah, this dude had a different last name. But I'm definitely not going to point people to the documentary about
Oh,
QAnon that I
definitely
was
not.
watching because it was,
Rough.
well, it wasn't too horrible at first in terms of like there's not really a lot going on, but like they just randomly insert like adult images and stuff into it that I definitely didn't expect to see. So
Yep.
people that don't want to see that stuff, which I didn't necessarily want to see it.
Yeah.
I was just trying to watch this. I had heard that this was like a really good, like all inclusive documentary about the subject. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that'd be great for me to watch so I can get, more info. But anyway, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. That's why I'm not gonna say the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
But that is the Pizzagate guy. He is dead now. So
Yeah. I
moving on. I moo indeed. We're gonna talk and learn about the Ozark Howler.
Ooh.
The Ozark Howler is a legendary cryptid from the Ozarks,
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma area,
Yeah.
known for its eerie scream. Descriptions vary. Some say it looks like a giant cougar, others like a mix of wolf, goat, and cat with glowing red eyes and horns. The creature's lore may date back to the late 1700s when Daniel Boone claimed to have killed a massive Yahoo and could also trace to indigenous or Irish folklore. Sightings spiked between 2005 and 2010 in northeast Arkansas, with one 2015 photo looking more like a horned puppy than a monster. Skeptics often suggest black bear misidentification, but locals still report encounters. Importantly, the howler has no lore of harming people. Instead, it's seen as a guardian of the wild, a reminder to respect the rugged and mysterious Ozark landscape.
Well,
So, a puppy with horns,
being a resident of
or
the Ozark region currently, I have not heard of that one. I
yeah,
do know that we've had mountain lions and black bears moving into the region over the last 4 or 5 years. So, they're just looking for spots to exist because we keep spreading cities and construction. Photo from Devil's Den State Park, Arkansas shows a horned black-furred beast. Hmm.
did you look at the picture?
I have not seen the picture, but let me go ahead and pull that up.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just checking Ozark
Well,
Howler image. It does. It just straight looks like a
you
puppy with
see it?
horns. Oh no, the Springfield News Leader followed it. That's horrible.
Well, it's basically it's basically just like, is it like a cute puppy kind of deal
Mm-hmm.
that's got horns?
Or is it like a mange puppy that's gonna eat your face off?
Well, that's what I'm asking you. The picture you see,
I mean, what I'm looking
is it
at
like the
looks
Grinch's
like,
dog type deal with the horn?
yeah, I'm thinking more Grinch's dog than I am an actual critter.
That's
I mean, if anything,
funny.
it kind of looks like a displacer beast from
That's funny.
D&D.
Oh,
Uh-oh, I'm giving away my nerdage. I
well, I don't
apologize.
know if the I'm trying to find the where the actual Ozark Mountains are, but my phone's being really slow and stuff, so I'm
I
gonna give up
think
on
it's
that.
southern
But
Missouri.
I know we hiked at a place called, or at a place in the Ouachita National Forest at a trail called Eagle Rock Loop one year in Arkansas. And, I mean, there was I never heard any weird howls or anything, but there was some stuff that was like, I thought rocks might have been thrown or something, but
Yeah.
of course, people are just going to say it was squirrels dropping stuff out of the trees or something, so
Yeah,
I
the
like to
Ozark
think it was
Mountains are
Sasquatch.
kind of south Missouri, northern Arkansas. The Ozark
Okay,
National
so I
Forest
may
is
have not
actually
been
down in
there.
Arkansas.
I mean, it
Wichita.
was pretty mountainous,
Oh
but
yeah, no, Wichita is Wachita, however you pronounce that, is just south of the Ozark National Forest. So
okay.
yeah.
Anyway, so look
But
out for why it's basically the Lorax of the Ozarks.
I protect the trees.
All right. And in Christian news, archaeologists in Egypt have uncovered two ancient Coptic churches, more than 1,500 years old, in the Karga Oasis south of Cairo. Dating to the early Coptic era, the find marks the region's shift from paganism to Christianity. The the larger church follows the basilica design with a central hall, side aisles, and service buildings, suggesting it was the spiritual and social hub of the community. The smaller church, rectangle with exterior columns, contains Coptic inscriptions of prayers and dedications still visible after centuries. Both structures were built with mud brick, but the most striking discovery is a mural depicting Jesus healing the sick, offering a rare glimpse into early Christian art and devotion. Coptic Christianity, rooted in the first century ministry of the Apostle Mark, produced influential theologians like Athanasius and Origen, shaping foundational Christian doctrine.
Yeah.
And Coptic, I guess, pretty much just means the Christian community in Egypt.
Yeah, it was it's
So,
technically it's a calendar system used primarily by the Coptic Orthodox Church of Egypt. But it's called the Era
yeah,
Martyrs or the Anno Martyrum. That's a confusing word. But yeah, no, basically somebody decided, hey, we're gonna mess with the calendar again.
all right. So, cool stuff like this. The reason I like that is just
I'm
even it may not be every day, but like they just keep uncovering
more and more
stuff
truth.
about the more about the history of you know our religion and
Yes.
our Lord, and it's pretty cool.
It just always goes back to that phrase, religion proves science. Science doesn't prove religion.
Interesting. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I will, or we are going to now step into the main topic
All right.
of our discussion here today. I'm going to read a little rundown of a man's life
Okay.
before we get too far into the other stuff. All right, so we're going to talk about a guy named Serge Monast or Sergei Monast. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if I'm saying Monast right. So, I'm going to stick with Surge because that's how I've heard other people say it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that's right. Surge was born in 1945 in Quebec, Canada, during a time of cultural and political shifts in Quebec society. Details on his childhood and education are limited, but his early works show a strong interest in Quebec identity, family, and spirituality. And he was a journalist from the 70s, I guess in the 70s and 80s. He worked as an investigative journalist and was active in the Social Credit Party of Canada, focusing on economic reforms and Canadian federalism.
Okay.
By the early 1990s, he founded the International Free Press Agency, publishing dossiers on government policies, including a 1992 investigation on Canadian tensions and a 1994 report on vaccines and military experimental medicine. He also, I guess, wrote a lot of essays and poetry. Key themes included love, Quebec behavior, Quebec behavior.
I mean,
That's
cool.
weird. Family myths,
Sorry, eh?
rural life, intimate cries and poetry. Intimate cries and poetry. Irredeemable creation, meditations on the Ten Commandments, and the medal or cross of Saint Benedict. In the 1990s, his focus shifted from investigative essays, like a 1994 work on global government of the Antichrist, the United Nations concentration camps program in America, 1995 protocol in Toronto, Total Control 666. That's the title of that.
Oof.
So the title is Total Control 666, Unveiling the Plot for Chaos and Marking of Humanity, and a 1995 plot of the United Nations against Christianity. So he switched pretty hard from Quebec behavior and love and rural life to Total Control 666.
I mean,
But he was a devout Catholic. He homeschooled his son and daughter. In 1996, authorities removed them and made them wards of the state, referring to his children.
yeah.
They received formal schooling, causing him distress. He appeared on a TV program on experimental esotericism in the 1990s, discussing his research. He was arrested in 1996 and spent a night in jail. The arrest was related to the homeschooling of his children, the authorities' intervention. He died of a heart attack at the end of 1996 at age 51, shortly after the events, including his children's removal and his arrest. And those are cited as the stressors that possibly caused his heart attack.
Yeah.
He is buried in Quebec. His works continue to influence his audiences online. So yeah, I think when I was looking into him, the arrest occurred because he was homeschooling his children, which doesn't sound like a crime,
Yeah.
but apparently he was like doing it without going through the proper channels to get it like approved or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's if I'm remembering correctly, that's why. So he was doing it without the government's approval, and then got in trouble for it, and then got his kids taken away for it, which sounds crazy to me. Doesn't
It
sound like that's
does.
how it should go down if there's no actual danger to the children.
Yeah.
But so it makes sense that in the midst of all that, I'm not surprised he, was so stressed that he had a heart attack and died.
I mean, yeah.
But so the reason we're talking about Mr. Surge here
Hmm.
is because he wrote the book about Project Bluebeam. And that is a conspiracy that alleges a plan by global entities to use technology to manipulate populations. And really, eventually, to manipulate the entire world, I think is the idea.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about Blue Beam off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head. I know that the topic was coming up, but I didn't want to ruin any surprises, so I kind of avoided it. I know there's something to do with,
I got you.
like, I don't know, some kind of alien thing or twisting aliens to make them look like God or something. I don't know.
All right. I mean, you're kind of on track.
Yeah.
Aliens and God are both in the mix here. uh,
I mean, that's an interesting
so
combo.
the, the theory the theory claims holographic projections and psychological operations will stage events such as extraterrestrial invasions or religious apparitions to establish global governance.
Okay.
All right. Moving forward. So, Blue Beam was introduced by Serge Monast, a journalist, as we learned, in his 1994 publication, Project Blue Beam. So he released this in 94 and then died 2 years later. Interesting. Theory emerged in the 1990s, a period marked by public distrust in institutions, influenced by the end of the Cold War and media, such as The X-Files. I could see that playing a role and everybody being like, wait. Monast claimed NASA and global elites were planning to undermine religious and cultural beliefs to impose a new world order. Yeah, I still don't trust NASA,
Yeah.
so maybe he's onto something.
Uh, yeah, that's kind of
He
where
died of
most conspiracies come from, a tidbit of truth.
yeah. So we learned he died, and a lot of people point to his death. Like I said, it was a 2 year gap from the release to his death. So a lot of people point to his death as evidence of, you know, the government or the powers that be shutting him down for, getting the truth out there.
Yeah.
So the theory itself, well, here's a question. Do you think Monast's journalistic background, because he was an investigative journalist for a
Yeah.
while,
Yeah.
affects the credibility of the theory?
In a way, yes. I
Which
mean,
you don't know a lot yet. Yeah, I was gonna say you don't know a lot about it yet, but you've got a basis of the understanding of what it is now.
I mean, anybody can be investigative if he was successful at being investigative and had brought out a lot of different stuff that proved he was correct. Than to sit back and say that his ideas are out there, wild and out, and all that sort of stuff. It's only because some people weren't able to see certain things that he was. I mean, a lot of your investigative journalists, they go out
Yeah,
and they delve into things that the normal public won't, to bring it to attention to the public. So, I mean, I could say there's a certain level of credibility to anything he says as long as it's coming from a place of truth and not a place of his own psychosis or, you know, wanting to be the middle of a spotlight. So he's going to say something really crazy and out there.
yeah.
I
All
mean, yeah.
right. So the theory, yeah, I see. I see what you're saying. The theory is based on a four-stage plan. So, stage one, undermining beliefs. The first stage involves eroding trust in religious and historical narratives through staged archaeological discoveries. That'd be a fun one to get into
I mean,
eventually.
yeah.
Talk about archaeology that we think may be uh how do you say it?
We can always start with King Tut
Fondled.
and work
I
our
don't
way
know.
down the rabbit hole.
But anyway, so the purpose, or oh gosh, reset. Okay, stage archaeological discoveries. The purpose is to destabilize culture and spiritual frameworks to facilitate new ideologies. So, and that would be like things that they find that challenge biblical or other religious beliefs to try and knock people off of believing in God in general, I guess.
I'm seeing Abrahamic beliefs. A
How
big
do you
attack.
think? So, how do you
Go ahead.
think? So, Abrahamic
Christi-
beliefs would be
Christianity,
Islam,
Islamic, and
Jewish,
Judaism.
right?
Yeah.
How do you think if those if they start unearthing stuff and publicizing it, saying they're finding evidence to the contrary of all these things, how do you think the society would react to that?
I will say it like this: those who are truly rooted in their beliefs will continue to believe in the truth, and those who are rooted in the idea of science and the idea of, these things have to be proven to me scientifically, are kind of off kilter to begin with and missing the purpose. There are things that have happened, at least in my religious walk, that I cannot explain with science or with facts that I can hold in my hand or show you. And it's because of those things that my faith runs as deeply as it does. I've known
What
my
would
fair
be
share of people that rely solely on the idea that, oh, Jesus popped up in this one paper written by some, Greek or Roman ruler that states that he actually existed, and that's how I know he existed, instead of, I've read my Bible, I've accepted it as truth, which is kind of the main focal point of being a Christian, is accepting, Jesus as our Lord and Savior and accepting the Bible as absolute truth. So anybody
what would
who's
be
able to
an
falter,
example of the
go ahead.
well the the I was just say just what would be an example that you could share about one of the things you said um,
Something
about
that
the
I
things that
physically
have
couldn't
occurred
hold.
that you can't prove with what are the intangibles that you can't physically hold or prove out with the scientific method, that have
Yeah.
bolstered your faith in Jesus.
I mean, there are things that have happened with my son and his health that one day, you know, he's got this supposed issue, and the next doctor's appointment, that issue no longer exists. And it's not something that can just be cured. Um, I try not to delve too deep into that. My son is autistic. He has some certain health issues that come along with it. But the most open I can be about it is his entire life he's been tested, and we've had IEP meetings, we've had, doctors testing saying that he was nonverbal, unable to communicate with people, and he's not only able to communicate with people, he just doesn't like talking to people. He'll speak with me, he'll speak with his mother, he'll speak with his grandmother. But, the general public, people around him, he just doesn't want to put up with it. And I mean, I can't blame the kid.
Now,
Society can be special,
I've
but
heard him talk.
yeah. So
It
to sit back.
wasn't. He didn't say a nice thing when I heard him talk, but I heard him talk.
Well, you know.
You made him real mad one day when
Uh-huh.
y'all were at our house, and you
Mm-hmm.
made him go sit on the bed or whatever.
Yeah.
And he laid down. He's just like, I hate Dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dang, bro. So yeah, I've heard him talk.
So, yeah. But they want to claim that he's a nonverbal. They want to claim that he doesn't. It's just simply the fact of taking the time to get to know the kid and realizing that what your doctors say isn't always 100%. In my own life, I've
No,
had an eye heal. I'm pretty sure that my gallbladder has come back. And these are things that I haven't tested with a doctor, but I had my gallbladder removed years ago. And after a conference with Dr. Michael Jacobs, I wholeheartedly believe that it grew back that day, and it's been healed ever since. I mean, these are
you
things
should
that are
definitely get
an
get
ultrasound or
that
something
run like
done.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, because that'd be a great testimony to share
Oh,
with
it'd
people.
be massive. But I mean, it's things in life that I've been guided to make decisions that I wouldn't normally make on my own fruition, based on a prayer or the Spirit speaking to me. That in and of itself, the Spirit speaking to me, a lot of people don't seem to grasp that concept, and we're given the Spirit of God to help us run our lives, and when you listen to it, that's not something that you can sit back. Oh, I recorded, the Spirit talking to me the other day. Here you go. Take a listen to this. It's not how it happens.
Yeah,
So,
it's definitely a life changing decision to allow the Holy Spirit to guide you.
oh, massively.
Well, all right. So let's move on to stage 2. So
Positive.
yeah, I just asked you that because I wanted the opportunity for you to, share part of your testimony that might help somebody. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I thought it was a good
absolutely.
opportunity to do that. Stage 2, holographic projections. Second stage uses holographic and laser technologies to project images in the sky, such as religious figures or extraterrestrial phenomenon. The technology, termed the blue beam, involves satellites and lasers to create religion-specific illusions. Modern examples, such as the 2012 Tupac hologram, demonstrate the feasibility of smaller scale projections. Yeah, it's like I was like, wait, who's worshiping Tupac?
Hey,
Uh, uh, so basically that section is just the I guess the main drive or the main thing he pushed was they're going to eventually be projecting Jesus or Muhammad or whoever
yeah.
in the skies around certain regions to
Yes.
try to make people think that they have returned.
Yeah, some
And I
examples
don't
are like
know.
Jesus over Jerusalem, Muhammad over Mecca, Christ in the West,
Yeah,
Krishna in India.
I haven't seen I haven't seen the Tupac hologram, but apparently it was really good. So if they
Um,
could do that 13 years ago, maybe
yeah.
they can do it on a larger scale now.
Well, I mean, I believe it was Madonna who was part of that concert, and like it was supposedly so real that she could reach out and like basically touch his face. And like I know the Gorillas did a concert, a whole hologram concert. They were
Yeah.
backstage, but they did a hologram concert of their cartoon characters, and that was a huge thing.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. Stage 3, telepathic manipulation.
Mm,
The third stage employs low frequency waves to simulate telepathic communication from divine or extraterrestrial sources. Proponents cite programs like HARP as potential tools, though their capabilities for this purpose are unproven. The goal is to reinforce the authenticity of staged events.
yeah,
So basically, yeah, you're seeing Jesus in the sky, and then they're trying to make you think
that
he's
you're
talking to
hearing the
you.
voice of God. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I've delved deep into this whole telepathic manipulation thing because of an inmate that we had over at one of our facilities. He wholeheartedly believed the reason he was locked up was because he was being fed radio waves by the government to commit the crimes that he did. So it piqued a little
Well,
interest in me.
I mean, we might need to try to get that guy on the show.
I'm pretty sure he's a lifer.
If I was to say if he ever got out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, yeah. So,
Yeah.
and harp. The only thing I know about harp is that it's supposed to be for weather manipulation. I thought so.
Yeah.
I've never heard of harp being used for other forms.
Ionospheric
Stage
manipulation, but
4.
yeah.
Stage 4, manufactured crises. The final stage involves staging supernatural or catastrophic events such as UFO landings or demonic manifestations to include or to induce global panic.
Or
The purpose is to
273
create a
years
demand
of
for,
chemical spills.
yeah, the purpose is to create demand for a centralized global authority. The outcome is the establishment of a unified government or religion. So the New World Order is basically what it's pushing toward.
Yeah.
Do you think if they, well, I was going to say the stuff that people think that whoever whoever it is you want to call the they, the
Yeah.
Illuminati or the secret government or whatever you want to call it,
The top
the things
1%.
that they think, yeah, they think that these people have already basically caused, events like we talked about the the fires in Hawaii and stuff,
Yep.
and in California, the crazy amount of snow Texas got that one time.
I was there
Like,
for that.
yeah. So, I mean, if it is true that they're causing all these things, that they've already got a start on it, do you think they could ever, especially with the mindset of people today, where a
Oh, man.
lot of people with the advent of the internet having access to so much information, do you
Mm-hmm.
think they could actually cause enough of a kerfuffle by orchestrating events that are staged to push enough of us toward allowing a one world government to occur?
Wholeheartedly.
You really think so?
We live with enough sheeple in this country alone. So if you hit it at a global scale, and in all honesty, you start popping I mean, this reminds me of there's a video out there, and it's from multiple sources, multiple places, but these quote unquote sky cities with angels flying around, like, that alone has driven people to the point of, oh, it's the second coming of Christ. How many times do you see, like, I mean, I know that we're both from smaller regions, but I know growing up in the St. Louis area, I had the random person on the street corner holding up signs, the end is nigh, I've seen these fanatics that believe that tomorrow is the day of judgment because, these numbers lined up specifically in the Bible and this and that. So, I mean, if you can create.
Well, funny.
No, go ahead.
On that note, funny enough, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that specifically what you just said,
Yeah.
people talking about the end of the world, apparently that's tomorrow.
Well, if nobody hears this podcast.
The newest thing is September. You know why.
You know exactly
why. I guess
why.
You don't, because you'll never hear it. So, yeah, apparently Jesus is coming tomorrow.
Well, if he does.
Which I don't believe, but I'm down.
Yeah, no, I'll see you in heaven, brother. If you can create something realistic enough and believable enough, like I've heard stories of people hearing the horns of God because a sound echoed off the side of like a sound echoed off the side of a mountain and was amplified because it hit the side of that mountain, and an entire region believes it's the end of times. You've got, I mean, it's a storm that's waiting to happen. I don't know if there would be enough of us who would take it that far and be full blown fanatic. But on that same token, if I legitimately saw, angels coming from the skies and horns blasting throughout the region and Christ descending from the sky and legitimately people floating into the air and disappearing, I'm going to be like, all right, cool. I think it's time. But you're going to have to go
where
all
you land
out.
Well, I was about to say, it depends where you land on what you believe about the rapture, because if you believe that you're going to get snatched away, then you probably wouldn't be seeing all that.
Yeah. No, exactly.
At least from this angle.
I mean, it'd be an instantaneous, all of us who were going are gone, and all of us who are here are here. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could see it happening.
If you get to heaven and I'm not there,
you in hell.
Are in hell. That's a quote from a random
meme.
I think African pastor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I've seen come across. It's like
many different social media sites.
Dude, that guy's sure about where he's going, at least.
Very sure, yes. So, I mean, yeah, we've had previous experiences happen on our planet where people went full, hey, this is the moment. Only to wait, 24 hours and be like, oh, well, whoops.
Well, also, just speaking of little moments, there is I don't know if we'll ever talk about it on here. It's interesting, possibly, to get into eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I've been hearing this thing about Satan's little season. And basically, it is a reference to a amount of time in Revelation where after Jesus comes back and everything, then Satan's allowed to run around and do what he wants or whatever
Mm-hmm.
for 1,000 years, I think, or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
And there's people, all of the Christian conspiracy people I follow, I see stuff popping up, and there's at least one dude specifically I know of in my head that I can think of that is on board with it. But what that means is, if we are in this season,
Yeah.
that Jesus has already come back, all that's already occurred, and now we are in this part of, the like the second coming's already over.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
already happened,
Yeah.
and now we're in, and I'm like, huh, interesting. But anyway, like I said, that's more wild than I'm ready to give any heed to.
Well, I
But
mean, it is stated that
anyway,
after the second
so
coming, it does happen, and I mean, I've heard. I've not done a whole lot of
right,
delving into that myself, but I have heard stories of, you know, or the Luciferian New World Order, where, yeah, no, it's 1,000 years of him running things before new Israel is formed or something.
yeah. But anyway, like I said, maybe a future topic.
Yeah,
So let's jump into some of the alleged proof of
Project
the
Bluebeam.
Project Bluebeam. Proponents cite unexplained aerial phenomenon, which is what they call UFOs now. They call them UAPs,
Mm-hmm.
such as drone and UAP sightings in 23-25 as potential rehearsals for Project Bluebeam. Technological advancements, including drone displays and satellite networks, are referenced as enabling tools. Social media platforms, such as X, feature discussions linking sky anomalies to the theory.
Yeah.
The theory reflects public concerns about technological overreach and institutional distrust. Now, I know I've seen they can do a lot of cool stuff with drones and stuff now.
Yeah.
That's true, but that is not but the drone shows are not projections. They're literally drones.
They're floating lights that can form things, but you can still
Yeah,
tell they are all
yeah,
separate lights.
yeah. Some criticisms for the subject. No verifiable evidence, such as government documents or whistleblower accounts, support his claims. In the 1990s, holographic and telepathic technologies were insufficiently advanced to execute the alleged plan. Current technology, while advanced, remains impractical for global scale deception. The theory may reflect confirmation bias, where ambiguous events are interpreted as evidence. Why do you think, well, I guess if you believe that there is no actual evidence for Bluebeam, why do you think that there's so many people that latch on to stuff like this with no real substance of evidence for the theory?
Well, I would say back in the 90s when this stuff was being brought up, I could see a lot of fear under the fact of, like, Y2K, because I mean that was another global quote unquote disaster that was supposed to happen, that had a lot of people buying bulk foods, building bomb shelters, like the idea that computers would be unable to switch over from 1999 to 2000 without the entire world falling apart. Which, I mean, I sat there on Y2K like every other person, just kind of waiting for something to happen. And then, an hour later, when things still hadn't completely fallen into chaos, I went to bed and woke up the next day and enjoyed the rest of my winter vacation. But I could see people latching onto it nowadays
Yeah,
because it is so easy to fake images. Like everything, we've got AI that's changing images, we've got deep fakes, we've got things of that nature. Then we've got like all these different drones that are able to do some spectacular shows. And to think that what we have access to is anything compared to what the government has access to. The government is always 20 years ahead of us, at least 10 years ahead of us in technology. The brand new iPhone that just popped out is something the government's owned for the last like 10, 15 years. The new AR platform that somebody, just picked up that's all brand new and stuff, never been used before, is something the government has owned for at least 15 to 20 years. So to sit back and say that our current technology is nothing would be, I don't think the word idiotic is appropriate here, but to believe that we can't be duped would be senile, I guess. I don't know. Idiotic's the best word I can think of. So, like, nowadays, yes, Project Bluebeam, seeing a huge spike, I can see that.
Yeah. So that covers that subject pretty well, I believe. I'm going to jump into a couple biblical points that some believe point to the blue beam thing being true.
Yeah.
So 1 Thessalonians 4:16 through 17 talks about believers being caught up to meet the Lord in the air. So that would be, a lot of people disappearing all at once.
Yeah.
I'm going to actually look at 1 Thessalonians 4.
I see why people are saying tomorrow's the apocalypse, though. It's the first day of the Feast of Trumpets.
Yeah. I know that is the one person I know, or I know
a couple people.
One person.
Yeah.
They definitely believe that it's tied to when the shofar is blown. I can't remember if it's at the end or at the beginning of the Feast of Trumpets.
It's supposed to be at the end, I believe.
Because so the verse says, no man knows the day or the hour.
Yep.
When it will happen, and they tie that into the Feast of Trumpets because I guess the Jews basically they blow the shofar at the first sighting of the moon, and that is, like I said,
tonight.
I can't remember if it's at the end of it or at the... Well, that's the thing. They don't know when they'll actually see the moon again.
Yeah.
Because of whatever reason. So, could be tonight, could be the next day, whatever, due to, clouds or whatever is preventing them from seeing the moon. So that's what they mean is like, they don't know because they can't pinpoint when they will actually see the moon to blow the shofar.
Yep.
So, and that's what, so they see the moon finally, and then they blow the shofar, and then allegedly that is the last trump, because the shofar, I guess, is like a trumpet.
Yeah.
It's a ram's horn or whatever. And they blow it, and then, that's the beginning of the end of all things or whatever.
Yeah.
Not the end of all things, obviously, but the beginning of the whole story.
Of Revelation.
The beginning of the ending of the story, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, 16. So, for the Lord himself will descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of an archangel, And the trumpet of God and the dead in Christ will rise first. Then we who are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and thus we shall always be with the Lord. So that was the Thessalonians 4:16 through 17, talking about all of us being caught up in an instant.
Yeah.
And then Matthew 24:24 warns about false signs and wonders deceiving many. I'll read that eventually when I find it. I'm using one of these manual Bibles.
Yeah.
24:24. For false Christ and false prophets will rise and show great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. So yeah, I mean, I could see how some would tie that in, because if there's a giant Jesus in the sky talking to you, that's a false Christ.
Yeah.
So they connect that with the idea of the holograms fooling everybody in the sky. And basically the before I ever looked into this in depth, the only thing, or like, I had heard about one side of it, that, and it's they're going to stage a global alien invasion.
Mm.
And so instead of people seeing like, oh, like all these Christians actually got taken away from this earth, and now all this, I've been hearing about Jesus for years in the Bible and it's all true.
Yeah.
They're going to think it's an alien invasion. They're going to try to keep people deceived.
Yeah.
And instead of telling them that God took them, that aliens abducted them. So
I could see it.
and then that would empower them to finally form this one world government. Like, we need to band together under one unified thing to fight these aliens.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would make sense.
It would.
That makes more sense to me as being the point where all that goes down, and then there's a fake alien invasion, and they're trying to hide all this biblical prophecy that's taking place.
Yeah.
Under the guise of an alien invasion, and then at that point, Satan has his little season or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I mean, in all honesty, to a non-believer, that would be the best description. I mean, especially if they see people floating into the sky. It's like, oh, I mean, if I saw someone being lifted up into the sky.
I don't think we're going to float.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to. If the word, because the word there is in the Greek is harpazo, it means like snatched away.
Yeah.
So, because the actual word, like, the actual word rapture isn't in the Bible, obviously.
Yeah.
But the Greek word's harpazo, and I think, if I remember right, the Latin word was rapturus or something like that. But yeah, it's going to be just like in the blink of an eye, we're not going to be there anymore. It's not like we're going to be I don't think we're going to be helium balloons floating away.
Yeah.
That is the end of our episode on Project Bluebeam. By the time you hear this, we should have an active Facebook and YouTube channel. At the very least, if there's any other social media, I will post them on those platforms. Both of those will be found under the Tinfoil Tabernacle. So come see us in those. Now, I'm going to do a little segment we like to call In Him, and I'm going to hopefully help some people be reminded or see for the first time that our identity in Christ is what is important. We identify with a lot of things, but when we get the revelation of our identity being in Christ, it can be a life-changing moment. So I'm going to read Psalm 62:5. Let all that I am wait quietly before God, for my hope is in him. So just giving yourself over to him completely and resting in him, lying in the arms of Jesus whenever you need to, for comfort, for guidance. Those things are going to be such a treasure for your Christian life. And now I'm going to read Romans 10:9, that if you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For with the heart one believes unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. So I'm going to point out the righteousness part here. You become, the moment you get saved, when you do these things, you become the righteousness of God, sat in heavenly places at the right hand of God. Now, how do you do that while you're still here on earth? Well, the spirit realm is big enough for both things to be true. I am here on earth while simultaneously being sat at the right hand of God, being made his righteousness. It's not a thing you acquire through doing anything, because we all fall short of the glory of God. We've learned that. It's also not an excuse to just do whatever you want. Because when you're truly saved, you are a new creature and a new creation. So things will change in your life as you follow God. So don't ever let anyone tell you you are a dirty sinner saved by grace, because you are not a sinner anymore. That sin nature has passed on and you were made righteous. You cannot be righteous and a sinner at the same time. A recent sort of illustration I thought about this was the teaching will show that we are a new creature in Christ. We have died and left the old man behind. That's the symbolism that we see in the baptism. We die, we're buried, and we rise again. All those things with Jesus. So, and just like Jesus, when he died and when he came back, he had his glorified body. So even Jesus changed on that fundamental level during his death, burial, and resurrection. So for someone to be saved and made righteous, and then to hold on to the words that are, I'm a sinner, I'm dirty, I'm lower than the dirt on the bottom of your shoe. No, sir. And to think about that, it would be like me, the new creature, toting around the corpse of the old man that died when I went under the water, when I was buried with Jesus in that baptism. It'd be like me toting around a rotting corpse to say that I am not righteous, because you're directly going against God's word there. So think about that. The further removed you are from your new creation, think about how a body deteriorates and falls apart. There's people today walking around with a skeleton that's probably missing some bones that have fallen off. pointing to it and saying, no, that's me right there, when you tell them that they're the righteousness of God. There's people that are pointing to a dead, rotting, disgusting, stinking corpse, saying, no, that's my identity because I'm still a sinner. Instead of understanding that with the free gift of salvation comes you being made righteous by God without having to ever do anything for it other than accept that free gift. So, don't be a rotting corpse and don't carry one around. I hope that helps somebody. And that is it for our gathering at the Tinfoil Tabernacle, where curiosity congregates. We will see you on the next one.